Today I have an unboxing for one of the newer waves of Fallout Wasteland Warfare miniatures. Not the newest one because that shipment still hasn't arrived at the US store. I have an order in, so at least they had it up on their store for pre-order. So we're just waiting for that shipment with all the global fun to get done. This is the previous one, so this should be the Securitrons, as well as Marcus and Friend. And I went ahead and ordered 2 of the Securitrons. I tend to do that with things that are generic these days, just so I can make sure to have double. Yep, Fallout Wasteland Warfare, Super Mutants, Marcus and Lily, Fallout Wasteland Warfare, Robot Securitron Enforcers. Unfortunately, I did have to order these from somewhere other than Motivius. I usually prefer to order from them simply because I like to support. Plus, I have all of the points, so it really comes down to 10% off anytime I order. And now that the US store is open, if it has stock, then in theory, it'll have cheaper shipping. But they're working on that. Alright, so first up here, we have Super Mutants, Marcus and Lily. And it's really, these are companions, so let's face it, yes, they're super mutants. And if, I should really look at their card, but if they're like strong, you can take them in your survivor's force. They just might have different stat lines. So, one baggie with both. And you can already just see how massive. Now, this is the newer stuff. Still got some flex, but I'm not seeing nearly as much of a problem. So this is Lily. Let's see her glasses. Looking for any mold lines, any shifting. Looks like there's a bit here that's very well concealed. Especially once you get the sword blade will be coming down there. And honestly, most of that will come off with a blade with no issue. That's intentional, it's not a mold line. Very clean, very nice. I like all the detail on her. It's very good. And this is one of the bases. I believe this will be Lily's. Yeah, it looks to be. Got a garden gnome on it, so that's funny. And a lot of so I think this is like her garden. A lot of little flowers. That'll be interesting to paint. This a chance to put a lot of color on a base for a change. Okay, and here are her other pieces. Arm, hand, and if actually is this so. Because they are in a double, this is new. Oh, hold on. Forgot I still had my airbrush running. So this is Marcus's hand. That's interesting. This is the first time I've seen them put 2 models, even if they're packaged the same, on the same sprue. But then we've got Lily's airplane blade sword or whatever it is. A bit of flashing around those pieces. Marcus's hand's good, but definitely in the crook of the elbow and along the sides of the sword. All of that might come off when I clean it, because again, these are resin models. You need to clean them. Don't just start priming them right out of the box and then wonder why your paint's flaking off. Marcus's base, very basic. Stonework and dirt, that's it. Definitely going to be a bunch of tufts. Marcus, even in comparison to Lily, is just mammoth. Wow. I mean, keeping in mind he is a companion from some of the original Fallout games. Come on, let's get some focus in on him. Sorry, sometimes this camera. There we go. So he's from Fallout 2 originally. and is brought back in New Vegas. So he was one of the, I believe he was one of the Master's original mutants in Fallout 1. He doesn't have an actual part, but he's your available companion in 2, and then again in New Vegas. Actually, I don't know if he's a companion in New Vegas or just the leader of the super mutants there. I haven't played New Vegas. I know. There are people screaming at me right now. But he's got a lot of detail on him. He's got this little Comrig helmet on. All kinds of cool plates and tech-looking pieces. We can see flash under the arm along there, but barely a mold line here. So real easy clean. Again, a little bit on the plate, but nothing major. So yeah, these are pretty clean and good. Now, for size comparison, I just finished my video and posted it this week on Strong. So here's Strong, here's Marcus. So there's your East Coast, West Coast super mutant difference. Marcus stands a good, I'd say 25% larger. Now, based on him being larger than Lily as well, that could also just be due to size. Super mutants, they get bigger apparently as they age. Behemoths are actually just old super mutants that just get bigger and bigger until they get that size, I guess. And that's one of the supposed things. But yeah, those should be fun. But we will get them cleaned and then we will assemble it. And now the Securitrons, our robot enforcers. Really interested in seeing how large these are. Okay, so... wow, these are definitely beefy. So these are... So these are 40 mil. So that means this is on a 50. Nice and large. Do we have two different bases, or are these just duplicates? Oh, we do have two different bases. That is super nice. A lot of times, when you have 2 or 3 of a type of model, they'll just make all the bases the same. So we've got definitely the desert wilderness, some rocks, cacti on this one. So we'll definitely have some more tufts on these, but they're nicely molded and there'll be a chance for rocks and whatnot. And so we've got the retracted arms, the extended arms, and extra cactus. So that's also pretty nifty. So that must probably what goes here is this dot. So we put that cactus there. That's a new thing I've not seen them do before either, is include kind of additional terrain components. So I like that. So there's the wheel. There's a body. And these are identical. So there's no difference in the bodies. This is what I wanted to see. So a lot of people have been asking about, painting the faces and stuff. And I thought I saw these. They comes with multiple faces. So let's see if we can kind of zoom in on that a bit. Alright, so going from left to right, you've got Army Man face, Happy face, a blank one for you to do your own, and Cop face. So that's actually really nifty. I like that they've given that option to slot in there. I'll have to decide what I want to do. I'll probably just do Happy face. I may convert one to be the cowboy that you meet at the beginning, and so I'll need to look up his face, and that one I may do as a custom, but that's pretty nifty, and that gives anyone out there with some 3D rendering skill could whip up some alternates. But anyway, so with the wheel on, we're looking at him being that tall. So Same size as Lily. Not quite as tall. And then back to our over the sea towers over the super mutants, and that means over our normal human model. Yeah, they are huge. Nice. So that'll be fun. I'll have to look up color schemes. What I'll probably do is some minor salt chipping on these for weathering, and stick to the basic blues. But yeah, so let me get these cleaned and assembled, and we'll take a look at how they look once they're all built. Alright, here we have the models assembled now. So, first up, our favorite super mutant Nightkin Grandma. So we can see sword is really nice and large. Good running pose as she basically leaps over the lawn gnome. So that should be fun to paint. Marcus here in his little combat pose. Looks like he's about to box someone. Again, the base is very plain, so we'll be getting a lot of tufts on that. But he's got a lot of dice detail and armor parts to pick out. I haven't mounted the screens to the Securitrons yet, and I've only done up the 2. Because it'll be easier to paint the screens and mount them after. So, looking at this one here, I did with the arms extended, and then we've got the covers that go over the missile slots. Now, the little antenna is very easy to lose. I've lost one of my 4, and I don't know if it was in the packaging I tossed or what, but definitely be very careful with that. It comes off the sprue super easy. So what I'll do is probably put a wire sticking out of the one that has missed it, just like it had been shot off or something. That one may wind up being built for battle damage. Got our cactus and all of our rocks. And then this one has the removable cactus, and I've done with the arms retracted and the missile pods opened. I would recommend putting the cactus on first and then positioning the model, just because I kind of did it the other way around, so the cactus looks a little oddly placed. You can also probably trim it down even more and shorten it. But yeah, I like the detail of having these flaps that you can have extended or not. There was very mild flashing on a lot of this that I was able to peel off pretty easy. I'll double check them before priming. And I'm going to do some research and see what variants and colors and stuff might be out there, and come up with a couple ideas for painting them up. I want at least 2 to be identical, and then I'll probably do, like I said, one is the cowboy, and then another one maybe is the army version or something. So we'll see what's out there. But yes, so very happy I got these in finally, so that we can use these for the next few painting tutorials. And I did see that the other new wave was in one of my local stores, so hopefully the Modifius US store will be sending out its stock of the last wave, so I can get the 2 boxes of companions, and that'll give us work through December to go over. So look for probably Marcus coming up next week, and for this week's Fallout Friday, that is, and we will see you all later.